Hello everyone. This video is an opinion piece. I'm going to state my opinions. The topic is what were the good things and bad things that India did in its first 20 years that are still continuing to have a major impact today. So I'm going to look at two good things and two bad things. Let's start with the two good things. First, India set up a system of electoral democracy with everybody entitled to vote, with peaceful transfer of power, and no interference by the armed forces. Now, this looks like something very routine, but it isn't. Look at our neighbors, neighboring countries. None of them have that record. Look in many other developing countries, they don't have that record. Yes, we do have that in most well-off developed countries. But this puts us in that club, doesn't put us in the club of developing countries. And it continues till today. We saw today that the AAP lost in Delhi and the BJP won. That's it. There's a new chief minister. No one makes a fuss about it. That's peaceful transfer of power. And no one is saying that the elections were fake. So what they set up then is still continuing to affect a lot of people today. Second great thing or good thing was that India went from a food short, charity-dependent country, which had famines in the past, to a food surplus or self-sufficient country very quickly. In the late 1960s, we were importing charity food from the United States, 1965-66. And Prime Minister Shastri said, please don't eat one meal a day, or at least don't eat grains because we are short. But within a few years, we were no longer importing charity food. And soon after that, we were food surplus. Right now, India is exporting rice for many years. So that's an improvement that affects everybody, and it set the foundation for a healthy economy. Now, of course, that food was not equally distributed to everybody, and there's still hunger and stunting, but that's a different order of magnitude problem. If you don't have enough food, there's no way you can make sure that everybody is satisfied. So those are the two great things. Just let me say it again. Elections, electoral democracy, and number two, food sufficiency. We didn't have to wait for long to get those. Now let's turn to the two bad things, or to the wrong things that happened at that time. First, we completely misread, and by we I mean the Indian government, completely misread China's intentions. They took over Tibet, and we didn't even know about it. The Dalai Lama escaped on foot to India. We welcomed him, thank God, but Hindi Chini Bhai Bhai, the slogan of the 1950s, was the biggest mistake. We had a disastrous war with China in 1962, which we lost badly in a humiliating way. Nobody wants to talk about it because it was humiliating. And we are still struggling to come to terms with with China today. Sometimes we sign agreements with them that are peaceful. Sometimes we ban TikTok. Sometimes we say, don't import this. Sometimes we say, don't do that. We really haven't figured out China. So that inability to read China and manage your life with China, still missing. So let's turn to the second big mistake. The second big mistake was that, contrary to the spirit and actually to the letter of the Constitution, the Delhi government seized a lot of power, usurped power beyond what was there in the Constitution. It kept calling itself the government of India. It's not the government of India. That was the colonial government. And they kept using this colonial name so that they could say, look, we control India's destiny. That's not in the Constitution. In the Constitution, they are just the union government. And perhaps you can call it the central government, though there's nothing central about it. It's not like it is the center around which all the planets revolve. That's not the case. It's not like the solar system. There's the sun, which is in the center, and the planets revolve around it. That's not the case. The states get their power directly from the Constitution. Yes, the center or the union government has enormous powers abroad and in many policies, but the chief ministers have enormous power too. And with this wrong arrangement, the chief ministers have not really done a good job. Look at the condition in Bihar, Jharkhand, in Punjab. All of these places have had terrible chief ministers, including UP, and that's why they have fallen so far behind. With this current arrangement in which we think that the union government is the central government, is the center of power, or the union government is the government of India, with this arrangement, we are not going to be a prosperous country by 2047. So to sum up, the two mistakes are misreading China and giving too much power to the union government in Delhi, way beyond what is in the constitution, way beyond what is needed in the union government. So that's it for now. I'll come back again with another set of opinions. Till then, bye.